This video opens with a warning. Never do a video, a live broadcast or post anything on social media when you're angry and upset. You'll probably regret it. And we're angry and upset.
Nigel.cecil, calling things out.
Hello Chuckabutties, welcome. Hilary and I are a little bit nervous about doing this video. It's late at night, Friday the 28th of February, and we're angry and upset, like probably many of you. And there is a saying within media communication: if you're angry and upset, avoid making any videos, making any live broadcasts, and especially posting anything on social media, because with anger and being upset motivating you, you very well might end up doing something that a few hours or a few days later you think, I shouldn't have done that. Occasionally, though, there are things that happen where you are so angry and upset, you've just got to get it off your chest. This is one of the times. A few hours ago, we were in the gym trying to keep fit and active. There was a broad range, an overarching range of age and opinions there. And the main topic was the debacle, the live spectacle earlier this evening of Trump and Vance playing war and peace in the White House with Zelenskyy. And everyone's saying, what's going on? Now you look at social media and the news now, and all the politicians are there discussing policies. How will it affect policies? What will Trump and Vance now do? Should they have done that? Will it lead to, what will Putin do? What will Zelenskyy do? Policies. All forgetting one thing: respect. Respect. Zelenskyy was there as the leader of his nation, the president. And so no matter what you think of anyone, even what you think of Putin or Vance or Trump, anyone representing their nation, you have to show respect for their nation and them as a leader. Because without that, how do they hold their head up high when they return to their people? And what went on failed to show respect. Respect in the most simplest of ways. Language. The voice is all that matters. Everyone else will be examining the body language, but the body language is dictated by what you have heard. Zelenskyy doesn't have English as his first language. Some will say, Nigel, it doesn't really matter. They can speak it all right. Trump should have had around him a first division team that would have made them aware of that. Equally, though not at the same level, because Zelenskyy hasn't got the same resources as America has, should have had someone to say, hang on a minute, this is live. English is not your first language. And some of you will be saying, well, so what? They're speaking it well. I'll give you an example. And of course, that well-known saying, America and Great Britain are united as friends, but divided by the same language. Because even when it comes to English, American English and English English, well, we have different interpretations. So when it comes to Zelenskyy, someone saying, out of the blue, why are you not wearing a suit? Probably because they weren't aware they were going to be cast into a bear pit where the baying mob looking for entertainment asked a question like, "Why aren't you wearing a suit?" Now, language. Some years ago, in my media communication, I realised how important it was. I was in Serbia, meeting some young people there who were trying to form their own political party. And we had to do this presentation, a 3-hour session. And I realised they were all young, a quarter of my age. And we thought, what do we do? Now, the Americans were there as well with this course, and they were all watching, and they'd done their usual thing. But I was given an interpreter called Zaran, who was only 26 years old, and it turned out they were a rock guitarist from Belgrade. And they said how when the bombs were coming over, when there was the terrible problems in Belgrade, they sent their young family, because they got married young, to a safer place, and they used to put their guitar on the balcony, and when the bombs were coming over, they used to turn it up loud, and they actually played Slade, "Come On, Feel the Noise." And I said, "I'll get Noddy Holder to send you an autograph," and he did. But it brings home about communication, relating to who you are with. And so when it came to translation, because English wasn't their first language in this course, Zoran said, "Do you want like communication interpretation where you say it and then I repeat it?" He said, "Because that will slow things down. And you look as though you won't mind me talking over you and doing simultaneous translation." Well, of course, I like that idea. I thought that was great, because then I could speak my normal speed and Zoran would just interpret it, and everybody should be able to enthuse together. And it's fair to say, Zoran afterwards said, "We really got them rocking, didn't we?" And we did. And we thought we'd done a great session. Everyone was happy. They'd all come away with slogans. And then afterwards, we were talking to some of the organisers, and one of them, who was American, said, "Zoran, you didn't translate what Nigel said." I said, "What do you mean?" No, you didn't translate what they said. You should have said exactly what Nigel had said." And Zoran said, "We don't understand." And they came up, they said, "Well, when Nigel used that phrase, you call a spade and a shovel, or a spade, not a shovel. You said you call a priest and a bean. That's completely different, and you did it with some other things." And Zoran said, "Well, yes, because you know what calling a spade and not a shovel means, but we don't. We don't use that phrase. We use, you call a bean, and a priest, or the other way around." So they then understood what we were trying to communicate. And it's fair to say that this American person didn't like that idea. What do you think? Were they right or were they wrong? But that came to mind when Trump suddenly said, "Well, you haven't got the cards to play, we've got the cards." Did Zelenskyy actually understand the meaning of that, especially in the heat of the moment? So from our point of view, argue as much as you want about policies, but even though some of my fair-minded and equitable friends like Donald Trump, I've got to say, on this particular occasion, it was a bit like the ringmaster in a circus failing to control the act and failing themselves to realise that respect goes equally both ways. And Zelenskyy should not have been put in that position. So those are our thoughts. So as usual, please get in touch and let us know what you think. Because often what we say when it comes to media communication and getting our message across, we have it here. Love and respect for everyone equally and fairly goes a long way to reaching your goals. Love to all, and we hope to hear from you. please hit the subscribe button and join us again, because together every viewer helps. Thank you.